I knew she was somewhere in here. Couldn't tell where. Gotta be careful. Doesn't look like an emergency. She didn't have her lights on. So hopefully she's not showing up to a medical call. That's new too. A female driving the Predator car. The all black car. So, I don't know, I saw her go by. And then I saw her go down. It's all dead end. You can't even see. But I found her. It's a weird little area over here too. I've never been down here. It's like off of the river. Remember, public safety. Where they drive blacked out vehicles so you can't even tell it's a cop. They're out here to help. What up, Blue, Tommy, Non, Peter, Bloodnose, John, Jody. What up, y'all? Yeah, it's a ponytail pirate. I don't even know who she is. I've never even seen her. That's why it's weird seeing her in the black car. Thank you, Tommy. It's hard to see the screen. I didn't even want to come down. I was just going for a walk. She was literally, I saw her right off the bat. So, my moral compass told me I needed to come check out what she's doing. What up, Tim? Norwich. Seeing what the ponytail police are doing. But yeah, there was no lights, there was no sirens. It didn't look like an emergency. So I didn't know where she was going. I thought maybe she was going to sit down by the river and hang out. Because the river's right back there and they got some nice little spots down there they can hide. I've never even walked down here. It's like a maze to get here. It's like a one road leading in it and then a road to another road to another, and all the other roads are dead ends besides the road to get in. This might be like some, she might kidnap me on the way out and I'll have no idea how to get out. So I had court yesterday in Danielson for a bunch of nonsense, and they literally tried to tell us we couldn't fight we couldn't even, not even fight, we couldn't even talk about the arrest not being valid or legal on face value and challenging it. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know all the details yet, but it doesn't seem like it's good for the state side. The judge is talking about revocation of the state's deal, what they're trying to get, and alright, looks like she's gone. Another one saved. But that's what they're doing, so the judge wanted an immediate meeting in the chambers with the prosecutor and my lawyer to discuss a big legal issue he found, which is weird because in my eyes I raised this issue. Well, I don't know what issue he's gonna have, but I raised all the issues 2 years ago when they first arrested me, and I asked the same judge just to even look into the case, look at this nonsense, and he refused to. And then on top of it, so we were supposed to have the hearing. We didn't have the hearing, but Giller showed up. Get this, guys. Remember the victim, the domestic violence abuser that he was supposed to be arresting by our own laws and standards in Connecticut? They have a duty to arrest anybody involved in a domestic violence situation. And not only that, It was a, I love Audis. I don't care what anybody says. That thing's dope. But, and instead of arresting her, he went and chased somebody down for a quote unquote breach of peace, right? Well, that didn't, I mean, it worked for him that day, I guess. But they're claiming since it came by warrant and not by him just arbitrarily arresting me, since the judge signed off on it, she was speeding out of here, that alone is their probable cause. So it doesn't even matter if it was nonsense or not. Just because the judge signed it, that means it's valid. She's really rushing to get back to that parking lot. So they wouldn't let us challenge it. They basically backed us into a corner and left us with no defense, because the stipulation is you can't get arrested. You can't get arrested with an arrest with probable cause. If it didn't have probable cause, obviously it would mean nothing, but that's exactly what they did. And yet, they won't let us challenge it. So it sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like. You could literally say it sounds like 30 different things. But it looks like, I don't know if the judge actually decided to look into something, because even though we weren't allowed to challenge it in the hearing, my lawyer brought it up after the fact, since the hearing didn't go on, because it was pointless. And he told the judge again that he thinks that there's no probable cause, and we are confident in going to trial and beating it. And that's when he gave his little spiel about it being another judge. And so hopefully he did look into something. And there's other stuff going on too behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about yet, because I was told that it wasn't for everybody. But there are other people onto what's his name? Giller. They're gonna and not regular people, there are people in the court system with positions, important positions, that are onto Keenan Giller from the Willimantic Police Department and his illegal criminal activities. I don't know how true it is, but I've been told that warrants have been denied, which it should have been happening all along. I mean, as much as they're looking into it now, we shouldn't have been doing this for the past 3 years. All it took was somebody with some common sense to look into this. But I don't know. I guess everything in the court moves slow, right? So there are people on to him, and there's some positions supposedly switching up at court, and people may be moving up that are onto him. So they only have this much power now. If they get a promotion, they got even more power. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not like we're asking for a lot, are we? Is anybody asking for a lot? I don't think so. I think everybody just wants to be treated fairly, and they want these gangbangers in these costumes to follow the laws. And if not, at least be held to the same laws as everybody else. I mean, it's common sense. It really is. So, we'll see. I don't know where that lady went. My guess would be she rushed to get back to this parking lot down here. Well, I'm only going for a walk right now because it's nice out. My son gets out of school in a little bit, and I gotta go do something with him. But we'll see what's up till then, and I'll jump back on if we see anything. I just found it weird. All these cops going to these calls all the time, speeding to these calls, and yet they have no lights. So I really just assumed she was going to hide, I guess. The other day I came by here, and they had like a folded up American flag and a plaque, and they had it was like an army inflatable bed that inflates itself. I was like, what the heck is this crap doing here? But it was gone later, so I was hoping they just left it out for somebody and they came and got it. But that's about it. This is, if anybody doesn't know Norwich and Norwich, Connecticut, really, this church right here, Christ, whatever that says, church, Apostle, is one of Norwich Police Department's favorite spots to hide out. Not so much this side, but they'll come in this side and they'll loop around to that side. And then instead of sitting where everybody can see them and they can make a difference, they sit all the way in the back. And then they don't do anything. They don't do traffic. We know that. So it appears like if they're not doing traffic and they're not sitting where they're visible, where they're making a difference, they are, I would say, stealing time, stealing money, and I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's because I don't ever. Oh, I was right. I fucking told you guys. I told you. Why did she speed out of there to come here? It makes zero sense. Why is she sitting all the way back here in the shade? I don't think she's on break. I mean, why would she go from a call right to break? It's such a weird spot to sit, no? Literally all the way out of the way. She just put her car in drive. Is that what I heard? But I told you guys, this is where they love to hide. Love to hide. I see you, Baba Dukes. Hi. I don't want to talk to you. No, I didn't, Neon News. That's new. I don't know why they always talk. They always want to give you some spiel about why they're sitting here stealing time. You know what I mean? Why they're not actually doing their job. That's kind of what goes on. Or they usually, most of the time, I don't know. It seems like she has bigger balls than most of the men. Because most of the men just throw their car right in drive and take off. Maybe try and take some pictures as they're going by. She's just defiant. She don't care. And I mean, honestly, if they were on a quote-unquote break, I wouldn't bug them. But we have no idea why they're just parked there. This is what they do. And she just rushed off of a call to get here. Like, it really looked like to me she was going to another call with her lights off to come sit here in the shade. You could ask them why they sit in the back of the lot. You could tell them not to sit in the back of the lot. You could let them know how useless they are sitting right here, and they do not care. That's why we do not need a new police department. I don't know why the mayor is running so hard for a police department when, if his goal is crime to go down, all he has to do is make the fucking cops he has now work. How does crime go down when these fools are just sitting around? All we're going to have is, instead of one car in this parking lot, we're going to have 3 cars in this parking lot. And instead of just there being a cop in this parking lot or 3 here, there's going to be 3 in every parking lot, because that seems to be what Norwich Police Department does. And I automatically lose respect for any cop driving an all-black car. Sorry, I do. It does me no good. Or I have no respect for you if you're literally trying to hide, but in the same token, turn around and pretend like you're here to help. You're not here to help anybody if you're driving an all-black car, just like our state police. That's why all the state police are trashed. How many states in the state of Connecticut has state troopers where 100% of their vehicles have no markings? None. Connecticut. BMAC, Mama Dukes, YT user. But this is literally what they do. And I mean, I could sit here all day. She ain't gonna move. She ain't gonna go do the right thing until somebody calls over that radio and forces her to. But tell me how much common sense, like if you're really here to help, why would you be hiding in the back of the parking lot when I want to buy a speed gun because I'd really love to radar traffic as they go by. Because sometimes you just see cars blatantly fly by, and I don't want to see anybody get tickets, but I also don't want to see these losers hiding in private property. This is a private lot. This is church property. This isn't a public lot. She's not supposed to be here using this for her benefit. But yeah, here she is. And that's how we also know that these fools, they run around talking about this mythical standard of being above, they're above the, not above the law, but they're held to a higher standard, right? There is no standard. That's mythical. It's made up. If they were held to a higher standard, you'd only have to say something once. These guys would only have to hurt somebody once. They'd only have to kill somebody once. And then it would never happen again. But instead, it keeps happening over and over and over because the state of Connecticut intentionally hires dumb people. They refuse to hire fit, qualified officers. And then it's funny because the departments turn around and go, oh, nobody wants to be a cop. We can't find quality cops. Like, what? It doesn't even make any sense. They just hide. Like, who would want to do this? Go speed around some more, Four Eyes. It's like Giller. All the stuff Giller told Willimantic to become a cop, dude. The dude told him that he did drugs before. He told him that he drinks and drives. There was possible arrests he had before 18 that we couldn't see. Failed the polygraph test. And yet, they made him a cop. That is the most unfit guy. And now he's a drug cop. He didn't know what Adderall was, he claimed. He claimed he was taking Adderall, but he thought they were quote-unquote caffeine pills. And now he's out there. Maybe that's why he always has cars on the side of the road for an hour, because he doesn't actually know what drugs are. The dude's a retard. Ravella, his manager, that dude got turned down by like 8 different departments. Every department he went to, he got turned down. He got turned down by the state police multiple times. And I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure his father, because in his personnel file it talked about how his dad was a state cop. And there is another James Ravella that works for the state police, and he was actually, I think, was he the commissioner when the scandal happened? And they forced him to step down because he got a vote of no confidence. So they forced him to step down, and now he's running, I think, East Hartford. I think now he's running a different department. He retired, I think. They either retired or they gave him some nonsense position, and then they needed an intern chief over there. So this fool who just got a vote of no confidence of the state police is now running a department over here. And that's, I would assume that's his dad. Same name, same everything, but we're not 100% sure. So, Ravella, the kid, he was caught in a drug raid. They raided his work when he was like 18 or 9. He was working at a cell phone store. And they literally raided the cell phone store because they were selling drugs out of it. People are so goddamn dumb. And then, of course, he didn't end up getting charged or anything because he said he didn't know anything about it at all. But if you work at a store that sells drugs, right, and you can't catch on to what's going on around you, you're not fit to be an officer. You're just clearly retarded. And yet, after being denied time after time after time, Willimantic gladly took him. Not only took him, but bumped him up, didn't train him, and now he's a manager out there. He's the same one that when I started doing this told me that cops, no matter what, don't have to follow the laws in their car, ever. Not just when their sirens are on, ever. He went as far as to tell me it was a statute. It was in the statute of exemptions, except, I mean, I have common sense, so I figured he was just lying because most of them don't actually know what they're talking about. And I went and looked through everything, and I swear it wasn't there. Not only that, I went and asked multiple members of the department, and every single other person said he was a liar. So I'd like to go with the majority of the people and the research itself, which indicates he was a liar. He's the same one that let everybody else walk through a public park the day they decided to shut down all our public parks because they wanted overtime, right? Everybody else could walk through the park, just not me. And they were going to assault me over it. So it's their hiring practices. They just highlight. They hire retards. They hire failures. And it sucks because there are a few there that I do like. I do feel like do an all right job, but and on the same page, they also allow these bad cops, the criminals in the costumes, the same costume they wear, to go out and do the same thing day after day after day and not stand up for anybody. So how are they out there? They clearly can't be out there for public safety, and they use our safety to sell everything. Everything they want to do. Well, it's going to make it safer. We just need another $2 billion. We just need 17 more departments. And all that does is literally make it less safe. The more cops you have out there, the less safe it is for the public because they're not educating these cops. They're not training these cops. What other fucking field can you go get 2 months of training and start off making really good money, and not just that, you have no oversight. You can go do whatever you want. Be a cop. Where you can mess up day after day after day. And instead of getting in trouble, you get promoted. It's literally how it goes. And they would like to sit here and argue it, but they can't because all the statistics, all the records, everything, if you look into it, that's literally what happens. They created this police accountability bill of 2020, right? Ending consensual searches, which they didn't end. They just made it so they had to catch it on camera, and they had to, and if it wasn't on camera, they had to get a signature, but they didn't ban it like they pretended. All the police, every police department in the state of Connecticut had a fit about it, right? Oh, look at these losers. Had a fit about it. What are they doing there? No way. They actually have a commercial van parked in the parking lot. What is going on here? So, and I don't understand why all these departments were upset about the police accountability bill. I really don't. Because it's not enforced. They can violate any section of it, and it will not be enforced, ever. The department won't enforce it because they don't like it. And then who do you get to enforce it after they won't? The state police ain't going to come in and do it. The state police won't go into a town unless there's town cops there. Are these bums having a cookout? Oh yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they're having a cookout outside. They set up a new tent in the corner because they're scared over here. Look at, they got their Jeeps parked up here with the doors off. At least they've learned how to park the Marshall van for one day. They clearly, they just haven't fixed the parking garage though. The parking garage is literally falling apart. Oh, the door's open. Oh yeah, look at inside. They got a whole table set up inside. Four Eyes right here, this loser. He asked me to perform a sexual act on him because I called him a puss one day walking out. Wasn't that kind of sick? That was after his little boyfriend or butt buddy, whatever you want to call it, stole my phone, my property, over there, made up rule, lie, whatever you want to call it. I forgot. I wish I knew his name. I like this kid though walking in. I do. Him, I don't know his name, and I don't want to even bug him. I like him though. What court does. They set up parties outside, hang out. What time is it? 2, so they got a half hour. That's why they put the van there, so everybody could block it. They literally blocked themselves in. That's how scared they are. What a bunch of pussies. Look at all their feet, they're all hided. I wonder if there's an opening here. But this is what your court employees do. Just like all the police departments, they love to have cookouts. That they do. And I find it funny, they just added this sign, guys. This dog sign. No dogs peeing or pooping on the grass. They've always had one on this side. But I find that funny because I've caught in these fools bringing their dogs to work. Literally, they bring their dogs to work and they're out here walking them when they're supposed to be, you know what I mean? And while court is going on, it's not like they're on break or recess. I'm glad they all went inside. It just shows how fucking Sally they are. Like, why would you run away when I'm not even saying anything to you? I'm not even talking to you. I just literally walked down with the camera. Are they scared that I'm going to say something to them? Like, who's going to hear me besides their little butt buddies who already know what they do? Nobody. So what are you scared of? And it's weird because I don't see, where's the prosecutor? Where's everybody else that's here usually? All the retards that park here. Is it just a free-for-all day in court? Are they done with court? Oh, look, they even shut the garage. What a bunch of pussies. The dude's peeking out the door. Bunch of girls, man. Look at that thing. Did we ruin their lunch? Bunch of Sallys. I don't know. Oh, sorry. What? Xavier, you need to go change your rag. I do this all day. Why are you on here lying? I work more than you do, Xavier. That is a fact. If you want to come on and whine, I respect that 100%, but at least bring some facts. Just whining about, oh, he's employed because my mommy tells me whatever I say is true. I can be a girl 3 days out of the week. I can say, this guy is employed. I can say whatever I want, and it's true because I muttered it. You're a fool, dude. Bring something real. Some people, they just blow my mind. Xavier's mom cares about Xavier. Get it right. Well, I mean, I've honestly, Danielson court wouldn't have done this. No other court would have done this. I mean, these fools at Norwich are the only ones that literally run. They're petrified of a camera. They're so scared of a camera that they'll steal your property, they'll violate your rights, they'll deny you, they'll try and get you trespassed from a court where you have a court date and a court hearing set, to the point where they will sign false affidavits. What? That's a peace officer? And what I want to know is, this court has really no cameras inside at all. So state law is peace officers need to wear body cameras. We've heard little gay midget brag. He bragged to Long Island Audit in the doorway that he's a peace officer, just like probation, just like parole. And you know what? None of them have body cameras, so they're not following the state law. Like, oh man, I wish New England Truth was down here, man. Will your mom make me dinner too, Xavier? That's the only way I'll leave my company, is if your mom makes me dinner too. Brand new Corvette. But that's what we got going on here. I don't know. Why do they just park in the middle of the lot? Like, what? Who does that? All these open spots and they park right there? Look at my gay Jeep. Xavier, that makes no sense. You lie so much, I don't think we could take anything serious. They are. Look at, they're sitting behind the door. They keep peeking their heads out. And I couldn't work with somebody, Xavier, that's scared of freedom. You know what I mean? That gets on their knees and slobs on some pig meat just because they're, I don't know why do it, but usually it's just because they're stupid. I'm going to end this. I'm going to go across the street because they have a banging Dominican restaurant over there. And I'm going to get a drink, maybe something to eat. And if I see anything, I'll come back on. I don't want to keep everything just to stand here. So if I do see anything, I'll come back on. Everybody else, Popeye's Transparency, New England Truth, Blood Nose, Mama Dukes. I just told you, Xavier, I'm not doing anything with you. You could give me $1 million an hour. I can't hang out with no punk. Sorry. Can't. So, and why would I need a job when I have a job? You know what I mean? It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, little pussy. But we'll see. If anything, I'll come back. I just know they're so goddamn stupid that if you disappear for a minute, they'll all come back out. So, and somebody's got to come out and clean up all that shit. They're just gonna leave it like that? They would. They would leave it for the people that come in to clean the building. So, alright, I'm gonna end it. I'll see you guys on the next one. New England Truth, good seeing you guys.